afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast. Me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, the only saints and souls of comedy to entertainment, and also the only white guy who's not going to play an April Fool's joke on you because you deserve better. Yes, you do. You deserve better than April Fool's jokes. Anyways, we're off here till 1 vs 1 on Crossroads in the north. It is Angreifen fighting for the Oberkommand vs Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the elite Panzerlehr Panzerdivision with Overwatch, Feuersturm and Grand Offensive. In the south it is Expensive Runner. Fighting for America, Freedom, Democracy. Taking on the role here of the 5th Armored Division with Armour, Heavy Cavalry and Tactical Support with Triple Infantry as well. And of course the Rifleman Veterancy Bulletin there. One of the more powerful bulletins overall, since 10% fast experience gain is something that can quickly rack up, and particularly on such powerful infantry as the Rifleman. Sandbags around the card point. First option chosen is Armour Company with Assault Engineers. Elite Vehicle Cruise upgrade. It's a passive one though, so even better. M10 Tank Destroyers, Bulldozer Shermans, and the 240mm Howitzer Barrage. Also big thanks to Patrick for donating and supporting the Propagandacast with his money, so thank you for that. Heart-end, of course. And remember, you too can donate or Patreon page to support the Propagandacast. Or if you can't, afford that, you can just subscribe, link, and share and all that. Helps me out a bunch. And if you do subscribe, remember to press the bell button if you haven't already. Makes YouTube a bit more likely to actually show the videos up. We got early assault news out of Expensive Runner. I mean, not much point in going for armor if you're not going for assault news and they're not going for them early on. We got more folks on the way here for Angreifen. Right now, assaulting the Volksgunners. Angreifen very quickly getting the Volksgunners out. They're realizing in 2 vs 1 the Volksgunners will be absolutely shot to bits here by Expensive Runner's infantry, equipped with the M1 Garand semi-automatic rifle. We got the 3rd Volksgun on the way there for Angreifen. Assault Engineers moving up here. Note, Assault Engineers were a sort of specialist detachment, attached divisions as needed. They were not an integral part of different divisions. So a little fun fact there was for the German, the Pioneers were effectively the ones in the division who were assault troops, besides just regular engineering troops, and so were an organic part of the German division. Little fun fact there. We got Fulton's variations here by Rifle moving up there. Bit of shooting there. Fulton's all taking minor casualties. Ludwig drops dead. More Fulton's moving up the Rifle engaging here from a far range. Another man drops dead. Racers there getting some good damage in, but ultimately they're being overwhelmed. Expensive Runner needs to retreat. Oh, there's no retreating now. They're dead. More Assault Engineers out here for Expensive Runner. More grease guns, which was a replacement for the Thompson submachine gun, as it was expensive to make, relatively, and quite heavy for a submachine gun, which also played a significant factor. We got Rapid versus Volksgunners, this time being overwhelmed here by Expensive Runner's infantry, seeking vengeance for their comrades cut down by those Nazis. Assaults in the centre falling back here, as they're being outgunned here by the Volksgunners. The Sturm Pioneers also heading into the fun here with the Sturmgewehrs, but no, looks like trying to hope they could be bait in there. That was just, running away, but no. Angreifen there did not fall for that one. He's also gone for a doctor. This Feuersturm, yes. Flammhetzers, or Flammpanzer, actually Hetzer. Assault packages, incendiary munitions, Oberblitzers, and the rocket barrage. Trot on the way there for Angreifen. We'll have to see what a bit would be. Likely it could be mechanized, and then used the Blitz to provide healing. Sturm has grip with a flamethrower already, the Flammenwerfer, and getting this on years, but this time, even if they're bounced up as they are, I think the fact that 2 squads versus, a unit that were coming fire out the flamethrower through a window is going to mean they win. So big push here, and there we go. He's got flamethrowers as well. Good timing there then for Angreifen to treat it. Otherwise, he could have lost the Sturm Pioneers and his flamethrower pretty rapidly there to Expensive Runner. Leading assault here, the 5th Armored Division pushes onwards past the battered bodies of German soldiers, their lives pouring out before their very eyes. Seizing the card point there, an aggressive push here by Expensive Runner so far has worked out quite nicely. One squad retreating for replacements, barbed wire being hastily laid down. Could also chuck down some mines if he had the munitions, but the munitions weren't for flamethrowers. Who needs mines when you got fire? Truck waiting to be set up. They're also being routed again. The assault units, of course, providing Expensive Runner with some serious assault firepower there. Some of the grease guns can do a lot of damage, and the flamethrower even more so. In particular, Vanguard troops end up being even remotely clumped together, since the flamethrowers have AoE damage on them. So that's a bit of a detail that is worth keeping in mind about flamethrowers. Still, bit of harassment there, bit of back and forth. Sturm Pioneers engaging with the assault engineers. This time the Sturm Pioneers might have a chance to do the pop a concussive grenade. He doesn't have the munitions, though, and ends up retreating in the face of Expensive Runner's assault engineers. Back here reinforcing on there, we got Captain on the way for Expensive Runner. Further up north, we got the soldiers for the Volksgrenadiers. Soldier Squadron number 2 moving in there. Volksgrenadiers are routed. One thing short there by Expense Run, and there we go. Do get the mechanized rating here for Angreifen. Angreifen, a big fan of the mechanized rating in particular. He likes pumas, it seems. He likes the big cats. Not the biggest cats, just big cats. Volksgrenadier Sturm Pioneers riding the Sondiers who certainly cannot match the Volksgrenadiers' firepower at longer ranges. The grease guns, while handy up close, are less handy at range. In the south here, point being secured. Grabbing points there. Mechanized rating almost done there for Angreifen. Expense Run has gone for the captain, so anti-aircraft half-tech is very likely. Plus, of course, pack houses and M192 tank guns. Soldiers seeing up in the Sturm Pioneers, looking to get close, but at the same time, it's going to take them the effective range of the Sturm Pioneers assault rifles, and of course, their flamethrower. And the assault engineers are certainly not helping the Sturm Pioneer. There's a lot of action there. Captain equipped with the BAR, the Browning automatic rifle, a World War I era weapon. As a fun fact, it just saw very little usage because the war largely ended shortly after it was introduced. So, little fun fact there. Folks, the running reactions on the east side. Mostly back and forth between the two sides. Guessing Angreifen setting up here for a Puma that could be for looks, but I guess the Puma, since it fits much more, shall we say, his approach, his modus operandi. Choosing up these inside here with the Volksgrenadiers. Camping equipment is remembered with the MP40s, also colloquially known as the Schmeisser, though technically Schmeisser had nothing to do with it. Little fun fact there. Got the Oberblitz out there for Angreifen. Bit of skirmishing here, folks, with Rifle half-track on the way there for Expensive Runner. And we do get some MP40s on the way there. Two squads being equipped with the mightiest German submachine guns. Captain Rifle arrived by the Volksgrenadiers there, overwhelmed, possibly afraid of the possibility of MP40 suddenly appearing in their hands. Like magic. German magic. The best kind of magic. There you go. Two MP40 squads there for Angreifen. Got the Oberblitz setting up, acting as an ambulance, moving up the west side here, heading there where Expensive Runner isn't. 2 thumbs up there to Angreifen. Quickly up and doing his force in the west, the big dispatch to deal with this German invasion. But they found themselves outgunned, outnumbered. And well, that's it really. But yeah, it looks like we're seeing a Puma here for Angreifen. It's going to be effective as the anti-aircraft half-track. I mean, the looks would as well, but, you know, the Puma does it better. Bit more flashily. Sturm Pioneer versus assault engineers. Assault engineers falling back here. Taking a lot of damage here from the Sturm Pioneer. A lot of shooting. A lot of dying. Half-track out on the way here for Angreifen. That will likely be the Schwerpanzer quarters next. So, interesting enough, he's not going for the Puma. Then again, he may just change his mind. One comes under fire here from the half-track. There you go. Does go for the Puma. That will delay whatever he's planned here with the Schwere Wehrmacht-Schlepper or Heavy Wehrmacht-Hauler. Here's him out the west side here. Not for reinforced. Half-track charging forwards here for Expensive Runner. What's hiding about here? Ready to surprise any half-tracks with a good Panzerfaust to the chassis. Or any Americans to stick their heads out with a good bunch of MP40 shots. There we go. Surprise party. Well, there you go. Surprise party response here by Expensive Runner. The one man you can never pull a surprise on. Track a Puma out there for Angreifen. The 234-2. It was also the only version of the 234 heavy armored car that actually received a nickname. Like the Puma, the other 3 versions had none. They'll be equipped there with Thompsons, which only makes them a bit nasty as well up close if it comes down to it. Mines down there. Sturm Pioneering force the halfway to 23. Troops are here enforcing for Angreifen. Truck they're waiting to be set up for the Schwerpanzer quarters. He's not going to bother with the Belgrave headquarters now, since you know he already has the track, so obviously he's going to take ahead. Puma shooting a bit away there with its main gun and its coaxial machine gun. M190 taking away the for Expensive Runner and the American Army. Assault engineers and heavy fire from the Puma. We've got troops moving up the eastern side to the Volksgrenadier. And the west we've got Volksgrenadier engaged in the rear zones there.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Sturm Pioneer under fire. M1 tank gun on the way there for expensive runnings. Almost done. It's almost done. We got Captain assaulting units charging 14 the Sturmpioneer, taking heavy damage to the Sturmpioneer's rider pulling westwards. We got Foxless the Rifleman. Puma taking hits here on the half track. So far, no kills on it, just a bit of light damage here and there. Expensive Runner trying to break through. East up as well, down Angreifen once more, taking advantage of Expensive Runner focusing on one part of the map to then quickly dive in there. It's a good maneuvering there by Angreifen, thumbs up. Stielhand Grenade briefly considered and then cancelled. Also worth noting, mines are plenty here from Expensive Runner. 2 thumbs up there. It's going to make it harder there for Angreifen to sneak about in the future and poke his head in without losing a foot or 2 feet. Ambulance on the way for Expensive Runner. A bit of a late ambulance, to be honest. Just realised he hadn't gone for one yet. Normally he'd have been out sooner there. So that's a bit of an interesting development there. We got more mines here for Expensive Runner, taking advantage of the clearance of Germans to get down some mines. Back here, healing enforcement. Schwer Panther quarters up there. Orbis on the way there. And Angreifen does, I think, is one of the few commerce players who actually realised that Orbis are quite useful and actually make consistent usage of them. So thumbs up there. I do wish he'd use the Orbital Blitz truck there in a bit more of an aggressive fashion, but you know, he's obviously using an ambulance, so it would be a bit risky there, though. We have before seen players use their ambulance as assault vehicle as well. Barton, one time. But we have seen it. We have seen it. So, you know, never know with Angreifen. Except he's not Barton. Panzerfaust down the half track. Grenade off there. Almost takes up the assault units, but there goes about to hit the mine. Oh, stops right in front of it and avoids it. Also, the ambulance is falling close there. But then, oh, he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. Oh, can he get it? No, he doesn't. And the full to the mine right there. He must have realised just how lucky he was there with that Puma. More mines going off that didn't lose the Fulton squad. Some ridiculous luck here for Angreifen. Good lord. Yeah, luck's ran short there, but that was some heavy luck he had there in that citizen engagement. That could easily just gone completely pear-shaped for him. Got the opposite moving head there, not enough. Well, no tech ready yet for the authorization, so he can't equip them with light machine guns. But even without the light machines, they're quite good since they are overall the best standard rifle infantry in the game, I think, in that sense. Like, they really pack a punch. More Sturmpioneer for Angreifen. Probably planning minesweepers, as I realised again, Expensive Run is one of those very few American players that actually lay down mines. And again, the average American player just doesn't lay down mines. They completely forget they exist. Quick grenade there, does a bit of light damage. Expensive Runner pushing ahead here. I imagine he'll be taking up soon if he isn't already taking up. Very good. As for Angreifen, still no authorization. Got minesweeper kits there. Puma good to go once more. As for what he might be planning next, I mean, Angreifen typically actually likes the Panther a lot. He's not so much of a Panther 4 player as of late. He's more of a Panther guy. So we might see that though. There's also the option we might see a Flammhetzer. I mean, there's a lot of infantry up for Expensive Runners, so I think a Flammhetzer could be pretty good. Could be pretty effective as well as that. I'll wait digging in here with tank traps and other fun stuff here, but we've got Angreifen there trying to come up these sides. There's quickly halted here by a complement of infantry from Expensive Runner. Noting the cemetery is actually seeing very little action. In this regard, Expensive Runner is not really doing much on the left side, whereas again, Angreifen is constantly looking for opportunity to exploit here versus Expensive Runner. So the slight difference between the two sides. Assault units catching the Fultoniers. Got the Captain and the Rifleman joining in the front as well there. Fulton is quick retreat. Could have tried with a smoke grenade there, but I guess he just figured it wouldn't be worth it maybe. He just forgot about it. Always a possibility. Always a possibility. Fulton charging straight in the assault units, almost clearing them out. There goes Stielhand Grenade off. Oh, great hit. The 3 men dead for 1 grenade's price is pretty good there. That's 25 munitions for a lot of manpower gone. Need to treat those Falcondiers. Oh, they might just retreat into a mine here. Oh, yeah, full wipe there. Not in touch with them. I think he was trying to bait them in there to the... Oh, keep them around for long enough for the orbs and do some damage, but that kind of backfired. Crossing a Fulton squad. Still more authorization there. Bit surprised at the lack of that. German parts need to retreat here. Would be a shame for Angreifen to lose them. So since they just hit veteran 3, which is where they get pretty good. With a nice fat accuracy bonus. Charles in the flame for him. Veteran 3 Steel Pioneers are very solid infantry actually. Oh, there we go. Authorization finally happened. We can see the MT-34 light machine at the end of the Obersoldaten. There we go. Capping on the flank as well here for the England units on the retreat path. Got work the expense runner. Even got volley fire there. Yeah, he ends up retreating there. He could have tried popping Great Sting around for a bit longer, but that just increased the chance of losing a unit there, so not much point in that. Needs to grab the send. Oh, moving the footage towards these despite deciding against it again. Bit of indecision there. Puma hanging back, deciding not to push that one to the fighting here. Bit of light skirmishing here. Expense runner going for the Sherman tank to put pressure down at Angreifen and his merry band of Krauts. Got the assault making very short foot. The full guns up close. The flamethrower and the grease guns there really proving to hand in there. Got another full squad wiped out. That's a painful loss there for Angreifen. 2 full squads lost in a short amount of time. That also swings the game more in favour of Expense Runner. In particular, once Sherman hit, because Angreifen known as a Puma, and while the Puma is reasonably good versus medium armor, and that's going to hit some limits. Still, the Sherman's well supported. I mean, again, he was going for the Panther. It's going to work out. No, we do get the Flamhead, so we do get the Flamhead to there for Angreifen. Captain Rapney was the Obersoldaten in no cover, the Captain Rapney in light cover. That definitely gives them a significant advantage here. And there you go, Angreifen realises that's just not going to work out and retreats. Thumbs up there. Reasons right, he almost been wiped out by the advancing Sturmpioniere. 19 kills there, close to Vet 24. And there you go, Vet 24 hit. Rapney in a really bad position, they just end retreating. Flamheads are there, halfway done. And a quick retreat there as he runs into even more flamethrowers and decides that's not worth it. Sherman's heading out there for Expense Runner. 50 cover having added on top. Flamheads almost done there for Angreifen. And the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. Note the Flamheads was a minor variation on the Hetzer tank destroyer or assault gun, depending on you ask. That really saw usage in very, very small numbers. They were primarily used to attack the Maginot Line during Operation Nordwind. That was primarily what they were designed for, anyways, to assault those positions. So, little fun fact there. I think there's like 13 of them produced in total. I'm not entirely sure why they just added to the game, to be honest, around the regular Hetzer, but that's a question for the ages. There you go. Entertainer shoots bounce off the Flamhetzer's armor. 60mm of sloped. Kup steel. Getting the Pillmount machine gun there. Note that while the model is being actually crewed by a guy here on the outside, it can actually be operated from inside the Hetzer. As was known as a Rundumsfeuer machine gun, a just all-around fire machine gun. And could basically operate from the side. You had to get out to reload the machine gun, so it wasn't quite fully operable from inside. Also worth noting, late model Stu Gs would also been equipped with the same type of machine guns, which can operate from inside. Puma there shooting, misses. Puma shoots again, misses again. Pretty lucky there for Expense Runner Sherman. Flamheads are moving ahead into the Sherman's line of fire. I think that's a bit of a strange move there. Okay, now from the Angreifen. M1 tank lane, great hit on the Puma. Could possibly take it out if he remembers to take aim. Nope. Get him another shot there. Take aim is a pretty good ability, but it's also one a lot of American players tend to forget. But it's really good. Like, it gains you extra range in line on the side, then trying to take the full advantage of set range, which is really powerful. And still on the M1, which has a good rate of fire already. So I'm grabbing a bit on the defensive. Puma and Flamheads are being repaired. Folks are setting out there. What will Angreifen do to break out of this? We're going to entertain there for Expensive Runner. Very good. Feel like Angreifen needs to try and flank here, Expensive Runner. There we go. Great punch there on the Flammenpanzer 38 Hetzer. Full shot on the right squad here. Sherman opening up, misses, sets Jennison. Oh, he moves in the Flamheads again around to line of how the entertaining, clearly forcing out the resistance, but also exposed to the Flamheads for things to needless damage. Ooh, got lucky there and missed. I mean, Hetzers were generally hard to miss as they were quite small and low profile. In fact, this one could even possibly be a bit too big, but generally Hetzers were quite small. which again was part of it. It's also what made them so effective in dealing with enemy army, because they could easily hide out and just shoot them from concealed positions and then scoot away. Pulling up there, but kind of flanks the Sherman, good work there. Expense 1's going to need more armor here to deal, I think, with Angreifen. He can actually go for another Sherman. I'm surprised he hasn't. Of course, maybe playing tank destroyers instead, but also, still nothing here. Is he afraid it's haunted or something? Captain, I don't want to go there. There's ghosts and ghouls and socialists. It's scary. And saying they've destroyed a bit of a lost FX Ben's runner. Sherman shoots, bounces off the Flammhetz's mighty 60mm of sloped armor. Also, he's firing high explosive rounds, which really doesn't improve the chance of penetrating the Flammhetz's armor either. And saying they're being scorched. The crew basically singed, stuck to the anti-tank on this rate. 2 kills fetching one of the Flammhetzer. 3 kills. About to destroy the anti-tank gun, or at least the crew. There we go. And the Puma moving up to destroy. We've got a smoke screen off here though. Sturm Part charging ahead. Almost got it. He's risking it. He wants that anti-tank gun dead, but no, can't do it. Has to pull back, and Sturm Pioneers will be wiped out. A better blow here to Angreifen and the German Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. Oh no! He accidentally spent an entire unit of the captain with that to crew the anti-tank gun, costing the BR, of course, another can pick up. There's still a loss of full of unit there. M10 tanks on the way there for Expense Runner. Flammhetzer need repairs, so is the Puma, of course. And there you go, we've got the Panther on the way there for Angreifen, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. That's going to be a bit more challenge there for Expense Runner, considering he's lost several anti-tank guns. But the tank destroyer should help him flank the Panther. Fox moving up here, quick grenade there. Grenades, in fact, at both entrances. Slightly off their timing, otherwise might have a chance of getting the rifle squad there. Sherman takes directed here, come like Kednaffer. Panther almost done. Sherman heading westwards, there we go. M10 tanks are out. Based off the Sherman chassis. Additional fun fact, the British called it the Achilles. In fact, also called the upgunned M10 tank destroyer with a 17-pounder gun the Achilles as well, so that got a bit confusing. But a little fun fact there as well. M10 moving towards the centre there, aggressively and rapidly advancing. Panther moving up and revealed itself into the M10 tank, so a bit of a nasty price there for Expense Runner. Good hit on the M10. M10 shoots, bounces off the Panther's arm. That's a bit unlucky there for him. Second shot there, pieces off to the M10's armor. Anti-tank ready here. Shot misses. Panther, though, takes a hit from the anti-tank gun, but the M10 has to disengage, and the Flammhetzer is burning through the anti-tank in a matter of moments. Booming up here as well. Expense Runner, a bit of a tough position. Flammhetzer gaining virtually to 11 kills to its name. Anti-tank gun destroyed. Another M10 there for Expense Runner. Flammhetzer falling back here. Panther holding up. We got the Puma Purse providing reserve work as well. Need to fix up the Sherman, and then I imagine the M10 will be fixed up as well, and then put that into action. Another Sturm Pioneer squad here for Angreifen to repair with his armor. Very good there. He's also going for repair pioneers at the same time, so he's definitely doubling up on ways to repair stuff. Sherman good to go. M10 almost done, and we got the second M10 moving up as well. Bit of a watch there. Obviously, holding up, they got mines there. In fact, there's a lot of mines here from Expense Run on the eastern side still. But again, the west side is very election there. Angreifen moving ahead there. We got the Panther charging on the. Oh, a lot of damage here from M10s. Quickly doing a lot of damage. Panther down to less than half from there. Go quick. Oh! Fails to get off an anti-tank rifle grenade. A big slip up there for Expense Runner. Big one. Easily allows the Panther to escape. Pretty great there for Angreifen. Definitely a feel-bad moment there for Expense Runner. He's pushing back there. Sherman in the M10s as well. They're on, trying to get the Puma. The smoke being popped here. Sherman push ahead. They're veteran to M10s moving forwards. Both going here with flanking speed. Almost got the Puma here. Shots keep missing. Wow, he is not having some great luck here, Expense Runner. That's going to be a bit tough. There go. Gets the Puma, but traded for an M10. Almost got the Flammhetzer as well. There go. Flammhetzer down. Heavy losses there between both Angreifen and Expense Runner, but I think with this one, Expense Runner does come ahead. Both a Puma and a Flammenhead, so for just an M10, I think is reasonable there. So that was some brutal fighting there. Panther moving ahead here. Half health though. Needs to be careful he doesn't get trapped in some sneaky thing and disabled. M10 shoots bounces. Germany need repairs. He needs to call in more armor as well. In fact, that's probably Expense Runner's biggest advantage around. He can just keep calling in either tanks or tank destroyers and overwhelm Angreifen. He's just fast enough there. Another Flammenhead of Angreifen. He truly believes in the power of the Feuersturm. Fix up the Sherman. Troops are enforcing. M10 hanging back there. And he's going for another M10 tank destroyer. Assault units with the Sturmpioneer. Opposite wing up. And Sherman back in operation there for Expense Runner. We got 11 kills on it, halfway to 12 kills. We got 416 versus 408. Actually, there's not been really a big difference between the victory points so far. We're almost half an hour into the match, and so far none has dropped below 400. That's a bit interesting, a bit intense. But again, there's a definite lack of attention from Expense Runner on the left side of the map. I definitely feel like that's a bit of an oversight. And another M10 almost done there for Expense Runner. And they are quite cheap. At 300 man per 80 fuel, they are actually a bit cheaper than a Stug. Jumping up against the Kednev, abandoned and isolated, shoots, gets a nice hit there. Halfway to the east level on that Sherman. Flammenhead's moving out there. Just being murdered out in the open here. Heavy losses on Angreifen's infantry slowly being murdered out. M10 moving up there. Gets a good hit in the Flammenheads up. But we got the Panther moving in there to deny it its prey. He's convinced that going for it is going to be pretty painful. Flammenhead to spawn the Panther against the bazooka teams there. Killing machine almost done. Panther getting ready to run 140. Sherman charges ahead there. Panther down to half health. Rifle moving forwards there. Sherman taking hits here. Still nothing on the west side. Just so much fighting over the centre here. Panther need repairs once more. Flammenhead's got to do some light repairs. As for Expense Runner, I'm guessing more M10s or maybe another Sherman. As we're going to mix up the M10s with M36s as well. We got another M10 there for Expense Runner. Another tank destroyer. What was on there was assault units. Okay, we're quickly popping over out the soldiers nearby. Even if we're getting hit by the blend curve of smoke. Healing repairs back here at his fort position. Back in, nothing further going on there. M10 number 3 almost done with Expense Runner. Eastern point of ceased. We got 396 versus 400. Still very close amongst each other. There you go. Third M10 ready. First one also good to go. Then he has access to the HVAC rounds for increased penetration with the great rest of the Panther, obviously. Bazooka teams are flanking the Panther, getting off a good hit there. M10 shoots, misses. March being laid down to try and catch up the American armor in case he makes another daring raid here. Good foresight there by Angreifen. Good foresight. 396 for 397. They still remain so close to each other. And there you go. M10 charging ahead here, a bit risky. Going for the Flammenheads at first, avoiding the Panther and the mine. The other M10 moving up from the other side. There you go. Going for the weaker target. Isolating the Panther further. Good play there. Third M10 moving up. The Panther's rear is exposed here. Oh dear, he might just caught Angreifen in the trap. Shots penetrating. Might want to get some HVAC rounds up. Flanking speed one out of there. Unit lost though. Unit lost. Infantry wiped out here. Not great there. M10's falling back further here. Like Kednev standing up. Obviously not planning covering fire there. 24 kills. Close to the H level. Flamethrowers sinking the Kednev crew. Almost incinerating them entirely. All M10 survived and so did the Sherman. But he lost infantry and didn't make much gains here versus Angreifen in the German army. He didn't get the Flammenheads this time around. And 10 moving forward, directly engaged with the Panther 1-on-1. This is a much more favorable engagement for Angreifen. Much more favorable. So now it's gained Betsy 2 and gains more armor and health. Mines being laid down around the center, good work there by Angreifen. All of a sudden moving ahead, he's being bombarded by the M10s, but they're missing. There we go, another blend cover there. Nice use of those by Angreifen. Steel partners could lay down some mines if they wanted to. Oh, it doesn't have munitions for it, never mind. Could be planning another Panther here. A Yak Panzer. Panzer 4. Another Flamheads. I mean, he's got the resources more or less for almost everything now. Even for expensive run, I don't know, we might see another M10 here. No, he's going for more infantry. Not a bad idea, though. Meanwhile, Angreifen again, he's just putting more pressure on the left side again, punishing expensive runner for not really having much attention on the left side of the map at all. 20 kills ace level there. Panther moving forward. Be careful for no Angreifen. No additional armor for him, it seems. M10 moving out. Tens blazing forwards. Shots fired, missing. Shot bounced. Sherman down to half health. Less than half health. And knocked out. Oh dear. There we go, got one M10 flanking up here, but the assault is petering out. Feel like he shouldn't attack head on here. Right into every machine gun, flamethrower, and anti-tank weapon. Angreifen's got mustered here in this sector of the war. Scott on the way there. Not bad. I didn't feel like she was going for that one sooner before it lost to Sherman. It turned into a, well, Ronson lighter. Rather than the opposite of Darden. Ace level there, 34 kills. Rather than burned up with the flammers, and there you go, M10 flanks, but misses. Bad news for expensive runner. Well, less bad news. There's just another shot goes through the side armor. Panther being fixed up. We got 396 for 346. Expensive runners in action increasingly seem constrained and less efficient. Like he's just again attacking increasingly narrow front. Again, the west side, which is wide open. We mean, you know, easy, great advantage there. He's just doing nothing about that. And this is certainly playing, I think, more and more into Angreifen's hands to his strengths. So less great there by expensive runner. Less great, unfortunately. Looks like we might be seeing something resembling a flank now. The question is, will it be sufficient, or will it be too late? Also, I think we might be going for the wrong angle for that flank, to be honest. There's still the Kedner. There we go. Strength for the Kedner. Flamhead's almost murdering his infantry as well. Got 3 kills on that one. Panther just hanging back, having a nice time. A bit of Weissbier. And Knockwurst, while waiting for the Americans. And there you go. Bulldozer Sherman instead. Something with a bit more formidable frontal armor to punch through the Kraut lines. Expense runners on the warpath to victory. Ooh. Mine went off there, blowing off poor Jurgen's legs and possibly other parts of his anatomy. Okay, looks like we got a big push here. Will he throw down the smoke grenades before making the chance? He's just gonna, you know, do it a bit more reactively. And there you go, no smoke, just going for it, going for it. M10 there hits a mine right in front of the Panther infantry advancing. It's a big push. It's all or nothing, do or die. Mine went off in the M10. Other M10, they're about to get knocked out. Got the flam heads up. Panther in trouble. There we go, flanking speed, blocking the retreat. There we go. Oh, shot bounce, forgetting to use the 8-threat rounds there. Definitely mistake there by expensive runner. I think that increased chanting some damage. And now the assault, I think, has speeded out. The infantry wasn't able to keep up with the attack. Another M10 down as another mine is set off. Panther there, almost got it. There we go. It is gone. Both sides are beaten and battered. Both sides have suffered losses. But in the end, expensive runner's armored losses are much more considerable compared to Angreifen. Plus, he's got reserves of resources. Expensive runner's got reserves of, I don't know, dead people. So, yeah, a bold assault there, but the execution of it, I think, left a bit to be desired in terms of pacing and execution, and, you know, coordination, and, you know, forgetting to use the extra rounds, which probably increases your chance of doing some serious damage to the Panther. Another Panther for Angreifen, that's very much looking like to be the final nail in the coffin here. Back here, healing force for Expensive Runner, his forces licking their wounds. As all the tank destroyers are just smoking now. Panther being forwards here. Very, very, very close to the ace level there. Oh, the ace level is Veteran 3, ace level is obviously Veteran 5 for the Oberkommando West. Still Veteran 3 for the Panthers, great with increased rate of fire and mobility, which makes it much more formidable. Sherman almost good to go there for Expensive Runner, but will it be enough versus double Panthers? Probably not. I think that's a fair assessment to make here. Dropping forward back to the Wicked now, engaging the Panther head on. Somebody in the M10 for extra fuel. Second Panther right about done here, and there we go. Bernhardt's your uncle. There we go, that's if you're in the Panther. That is definitely bad news for any American armor. And any American infantry near said armor. Panther down to half, he'll probably fall that one back with that one. Still, 2 Panthers out is a declaration of trouble there for Expensive Runner. There we go, with that, GG, game over, lost of Expensive Runner. Again, he had some good maneuvers, but there's a definite, I think, blind spot here in the west side of the map. Plus, again, that one big assault that we didn't quite manage to pull off sufficiently well enough, I think was also a big one there for Angreifen. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on, tell a friend, tell your family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers, and hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.